A fragile alliance in Yemen is showing dangerous cracks. Southern Yemeni separatists are accusing Saudi Arabia of launching airstrikes against their forces, escalating tensions inside a coalition that has battled the Iran-backed Houthis for nearly a decade. The Emirati-backed Southern Transitional Council says the strikes hit its fighters in Yemen's eastern Hadramout governorate on Friday. Saudi Arabia has not immediately acknowledged carrying out the airstrikes, which allegedly came just days after Riyadh warned the separatists to withdraw from territory they recently seized. According to Amr al-Bid, a foreign affairs representative for the council, separatist fighters were operating in eastern Hadramout after facing what he described as multiple ambushes by armed groups. Those attacks reportedly killed 2 council fighters and wounded 12 others. Al-Bid said the Saudi airstrikes followed those clashes. A tribal leader in Hadramout, Fayez bin Omar, told the Associated Press he believes the airstrikes were intended as a warning, signaling that the council must pull its fighters out of the area. The council's satellite channel aired mobile phone footage it claims shows the strikes. In one video, a voice can be heard blaming Saudi aircraft for the attack. Saudi officials did not immediately respond to such claims. Just a day earlier, Riyadh publicly called on the Emirati-backed separatists to withdraw from southern governorates they had moved into earlier this month. Those advances pushed out Saudi-aligned National Shield Forces, another faction in the coalition fighting the Houthis. The Southern Transitional Council has moved into the governorates of Hadramout and Mara, consolidating its presence and further complicating the balance of power in southern Yemen. Supporters of the council have increasingly flown the flag of South Yemen, a state that existed independently between 1967 and 1990. On Thursday, demonstrators rallied in the southern port city of Aden, backing political forces demanding South Yemen's secession from the rest of the country. Since the Houthis seized the capital Sana'a and much of northern Yemen in 2014, Aden has served as the seat of power for the internationally recognized government and anti-Houthi forces. The separatists' actions are now straining ties between Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. While both nations remain close allies and members of OPEC, they have increasingly competed for regional influence and international business. The tension is not limited to Yemen. Violence has also escalated in Sudan, another Red Sea nation, where Saudi Arabia and the UAE back opposing sides in an ongoing conflict. Despite the mounting friction, the United Arab Emirates issued a statement on Friday welcoming Saudi Arabia's efforts to support security and stability in Yemen. The UAE reaffirmed its commitment to backing initiatives aimed at strengthening stability, development, and regional security. As rival factions maneuver on the ground and alliances strain under pressure, Yemen's war grows more complex, with the risk that internal fractures could further destabilize a conflict already 10 years deep.
Saudi Arabia has issued a rare warning, one that exposes growing cracks inside the coalition fighting Yemen's Houthi rebels. On Thursday, Riyadh formally called on Emirati-backed separatist forces to withdraw from 2 strategically vital governorates in eastern Yemen, Hadramout and Mara, areas now under the control of the Southern Transitional Council. In a sharply worded statement, Saudi Arabia's foreign ministry said the separatists' actions had triggered an unjustified escalation, one that harms Yemen's people, undermines the southern cause, and threatens the coalition's broader war effort. Saudi officials stressed that all Yemeni factions must exercise restraint, warning that further destabilization could lead to undesirable consequences. The move puts direct public pressure on the Southern Transitional Council, a powerful force backed by the United Arab Emirates, and highlights growing tension between Riyadh and Abu Dhabi, longtime partners whose interests in the region are increasingly diverging. Saudi Arabia says mediation efforts are underway, aimed at forcing separatist fighters back to their previous positions and handing over military camps to the National Shield Forces, units aligned with Riyadh. Local authorities in Hadramout welcomed the Saudi statement, backing the call for withdrawal and confirming the arrival of a joint Saudi-UAE delegation to calm the crisis.
بيان صادر عن السلطة المحلية بمحافظة حضرموت تعلن قيادة السلطة المحلية في محافظة حضرموت ومن أرض الوطن عن دعمها وتأييدها المطلق للقرارات والتوجهات المتخذة من قيادة المجلس الانتقالي الجنوبي بزعامة الأخ اللواء عيدروس بن قاسم الزبيدي، والتي تلبي تطلعات وطموح إرادة شعب الجنوب باستعادة دولته وسيادته على كامل أراضيه. وتؤكد السلطة المحلية بمحافظة حضرموت على أن تقوم بواجباتها في الحفاظ على سيادة القانون والأمن العام والنسيج الاجتماعي وتحسين الخدمات المقدمة للمواطن، وستكون الأيام القادمة واعدة بالخير والأمن والاستقرار إن شاء الله. كما نتقدم بجزيل الشكر والتقدير للأشقاء في قيادة التحالف العربي على الجهود التي يبذلونها في ترسيخ دعائم الأمن والاستقرار والدفع بعجلة التنمية في المحافظة. وفق الله الجميع، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. صادر عن السلطة المحلية بمحافظة حضرموت 25 ديسمبر 2025.
But on the streets, the mood tells a different story. Supporters of the Southern Transitional Council have been flying the flag of South Yemen, a state that existed until 1990, and demonstrators gathered in Aden, calling openly for secession. The confrontation risks igniting a new internal conflict, not just within Yemen, but inside the anti-Houthi coalition itself. All of this unfolds as Yemen's war grinds on, deepening one of the world's worst humanitarian catastrophes. The Houthis, who seized the capital, Sana'a, in 2014, continue to hold territory despite years of Saudi-led military intervention. The conflict has killed more than 150,000 people and pushed millions to the brink of famine. At the same time, the Houthis are burying their dead. In Sana'a, mourners gathered for the funeral of several fighters, including Major General Zakaria Abdullah Yahya Hajar, identified by analysts as the group's top missile and drone commander. U.S. officials believe Hajar was targeted in American airstrikes launched in March, part of a broader campaign later halted by President Donald Trump just before his Middle East visit. The Houthis have not confirmed how or when Hajar died. Meanwhile, the group continues to threaten Saudi Arabia, detain UN and aid workers, and disrupt global shipping routes through the Red Sea, forcing vessels to detour around Africa. With separatists advancing, alliances fraying, and regional powers pulling in different directions, Yemen once again stands on the edge of deeper chaos, a conflict that may soon draw in the world yet again.